ones on the corners, they make their mamas, they mourners, and we can only pave the way if we accept what's before us. So black lives matter, and blue lives matter, and all lives matter, then all love matters.
I say a prayer for you.
I say a prayer for you.
Say a prayer for us.
Say a prayer for
and
us.
all we're going through.
And all we're going through.
Say a prayer for me.
Say a prayer for me.
I say a prayer for you.
I say a prayer for you.
Say a prayer for us. And all we're going through. And all we're going through.
Still in. The cups are still in.
What's your model now?
I said no.
I didn't even work. I'm right back. So lucky I can't get
What's her name? She take money back now.
Actually, Ron called her money back.
And keep it moving.
Yeah, I
Right.
put on some fishnet. And some lace.
It sure was. Yeah. The time. Look.
Little child. Especially them coffee.
Yeah. I'm at her thumbing through vinyls. I was looking for Future and she was looking for Little Dragon. What happened? We met inside of the aisles. We met her right in the middle. Imagine Dragons are in that alphabetical order, artist and title. I asked her what she was doing. She said she needed some music that she could play while she sat and studied for finals. I called her Miseducated. She said the album's her favorite. She plays it daily and Lauryn Hill was her idol. Should've known. Started discussing without no rushing. We could've gone. Couple of hours cover to cover, just putting on. Song after song, the combo got us up in the zone. When it wrong, you gotta call him how you see him. She smiled at me and that right there was something to believe in. The body language told me she could talk without the speaking. I'd have met my Mona Lisa, Leonardo, nice to meet ya.
I see you looking, baby, tell me what you're looking for. Spotlight. I see you shining bright, you got the light I'm looking for. Spotlight. 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 I see you shining bright, you got the light I'm looking for.
We getting deeper, I'm reading her like a novel. Discussion fashion, she wanna be Phoebe Philo. We talking vino, we talking Pinot Moscato. Her favorite food is anything with avocado. Model dietary, ODB Mariah Carey, this a fantasy. Pinch me if I'm dreaming, if I'm not, tell me why can't I be? Can it be? Can it be forever? If we spend our time together, we might never leave this record store at all, but it's whatever. She got me in my thoughts, and we done made a solid effort. We just met, but I could take it pretty far. She would let us, let up, nah, never. Smelling like wisteria, lavender, pointing setup. Funny how music can get people to come together. Every phoenix don't come with feathers, it's for the record. And for the record, I ain't never met another that's so advantageous. I can stay until the days and with this conversation.
Spotlight. I see you looking, baby, tell me what you're looking for. Spotlight. I see you shining bright, you got the light I'm looking for. Spotlight, spotlight, spotlight. I see you shining bright, you got the light I'm looking for. Spotlight, spotlight,
We'll take any questions
spotlight.
and then we'll sign the bill.
I see you shining bright, you got the light I'm looking for.
See you on the 9th. All right, good morning, everybody. Thank you all for being here with us today. And one of the great things about our country and one of the great things about our city is the beautiful diversity that we have. And we see that smart cities and smart countries are the ones that say diversity gives us strength. It gives us many ideas. It's a competitive advantage for us. It makes us all better people. And I'm really pleased that Louisville is a showcase for just diverse beauty, diverse talents, diverse backgrounds that really make our city what it is, and will make it even more so in the future as well. So today, we're gathered to celebrate the passing of the Crown Act, which, let's hear it, come on. So the Crown Act protects the rights of citizens to showcase natural hair associated with their racial, ethnic, and cultural identities. It also protects against the unwanted touching of a person's hair. And one of the things I hope this measure does is educate our community, especially white members of our community, about the connection between hair and identity that has long been a part of black culture, and the need to respect and protect the freedom to freely express oneself through hair. Then when we talk about our city value of compassion and people being able to realize their full human potential, I mean, that means a lot of things to a lot of different people. And the Crown Act is one of these ways. Well, if it's your hair that represents that, then celebrate it and be who you are and have other people respect that. Now, when you ask somebody, probably will be a white person, no offense to white people, but say, like, why is this necessary? It's important because, as we know, black people historically have too often been forced to divest themselves of their cultural identity by conforming to white standards of beauty. And white folks were the majority population in this country. And according to, because of that, I mean, then you see different types of discrimination. So black people have been the target of hair discrimination in the workplace and in schools. And then the data doesn't lie. So you see black students more likely to be suspended for hair violations, and black women's hairstyles more likely to be perceived as unprofessional, as opposed to a difference that we appreciate and makes us more of who we are. And the more you put together different aspects of that, the stronger we are collectively. So today, with the Crown Act, we state firmly that this discrimination, any form of discrimination, is unacceptable. I'd like to thank Metro Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur for drafting this ordinance, the Council's Equity and Inclusion Committee, whose members unanimously supported the ordinance, Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey, who you'll be hearing from here in a second, and Councilman Hollander, who asked to be a co-sponsor. So it's something that everybody came together to support. And so actions like this are overdue, but they're always welcomed. And I hope they're a point of action then where people that don't understand why this is important reflect on it. And that's part of their journey to embrace diversity in our city and our country as well. So now I'd like to welcome another sponsor of the measure that I just mentioned. Please welcome Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey to speak on behalf of the council. Councilwoman.
Thank you. I'm going to keep it short, literally. So on behalf of Councilman Arthur, who drafted this, whose crown is much larger than mine, the Crown Act create a respectful and open workplace for natural hair was passed in the California legislature back in 2019 as a result of the ongoing bias discrimination towards natural hair, adornments, and covering. It's been long overdue that we understand that hair and hair texture is a distinguishing factor that is associated with race. And many times coverings and adornments are also associated with cultural norms. I am proud of this community's unapologetic pursuit of justice, freedom, and equity, and excellence. And in the words of the famous Travis, keep going.
Thank you, Councilwoman. We appreciate your leadership. I'd also like to thank a very special group who not only rallied in Frankfurt for the statewide passing of the Crown Act, but also helped raise awareness of its importance throughout the city of Louisville. With their talented dance moves and lyrical flair, the Real Young Prodigies were able to bring attention to this important conversation surrounding hair discrimination. Once again, it's the youth of our community who are leading us forward. And for those of us that have had the pleasure of following the Real Young Prodigies over these past couple of years, this is not their first act of leadership. They've been getting after it and provoking thought and encouraging leadership in our community for several years now. So let's hear it for the Real Young Prodigy. So they reminded us once again how important it is to respect one another's connection to cultural and national origin. Today we're joined by Antonio Taylor and Nairi Clayton Taylor, founders of the Real Young Prodigy Group. So if y'all would speak to us, please do so. Antonio and Nairi.
Thank you, Mayor. Today I want to talk about the importance of the youth voice and mentorship. So I'm going somewhere, so just stay with me, okay? So as a child, I was born into poverty and raised for the first 6 years of my life in foster care. However, I knew the impact of what having a positive black male role model in my life was like. My foster father, who I simply called my Daddy Will, showed me the importance of fatherhood, what it was to be a mentor, a man of God, a supportive and loving husband to his wife, but most importantly, he showed me how to love a child who may not be your own biologically, but how to still love that child as if it were indeed his own. So today I honor my foster father, my Daddy Will, who taught me how to be a positive black male role model and how to simply impact a young black life. Thank you, Daddy Will. And even though my Daddy Will died in 1987 when I was in the 7th grade, he is still impacting my life today. Now, as a member of this community, many times people ask me, T-Made, what is the solution to all the violence in the community? How can we get the kids back? How can we get them out of the streets? And I don't know the answers. None of us know all the answers. But what I do know and what I have learned is that where we start is with the kids, and we start with the youth. I promise you, if you give all your resources, if you open up opportunities, and if you build trust with youth, and you show them that you love them and you believe in them, I promise you, kids will surprise you, they will inspire you, and they will do something important every time. And the Real Young Prodigies, you all have done something important. So hand clap to you all. You all have truly done something important. I lost my place, I'm sorry. So in closing, I'll just say this. We have a lot of talented and brilliant young youth in our community like the Real Young Prodigies. We also have a lot of strong black male role models like my Daddy Will in this community. Also, we have some incredible, smart, innovative, beautiful black women in this community like my wife, Nairi Clayton Taylor. I did all right, didn't I, Keisha? We just simply have to put them in the forefront and let them shine, and we will transform this community and truly be the city of not only compassion, but mirror our own son, Muhammad Ali, and be the greatest, because this community is great. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. My wife, Nari Clayton Taylor.
Look, I was ready, right? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to let you off the hook. I am so honored to be amongst all of you elected officials as we witness the signing of the Crown Ordinance in our city of Louisville. There are a few people I would like to thank. I would like to thank Representative Attica Scott, Metro Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur, and Metro Councilwoman Keisha Dorsey. Metro Council for the unanimous support, Representative John Yarmouth, State Representative McGarvey, Hannah Drake, Cal Gordon, Amanda Lackford, Adoa Asamoah. I would really especially like to thank Bree Way, Stachelle Bussey, my brother Matthew Kaufman, Melody Simone, Kentucky Derby Foundation, Festival Foundation, Jen and Dodie, the DEP of JCPS, Dr. Polio, Bella Ray. But really, and most importantly, I want my young prodigy parents and supporters to stand up, and my young prodigies. Because in a world where we are labeled as thugs, unfit, ratchet, at risk, ghetto, common, you've taken those words and you have remixed ghetto and made it ghetto fabulous. You've taken ratchet and hip hop and made it ratchetemic. You've made thug and showed them with your swag that you're thuggerific. Everyone has heard the term at risk, but I ask you, and I tell you, Renee, D'Angela, Jariah, Andrene, Keyshawn, Caitlin, Preston, DeLorean, and Chris, there is nothing at risk or below achievement about you. During the pandemic and the protest, they seeked me out. They told me this song by Meek Mill. During the pandemic, they were going through their dreams unfold. My nightmares came true. It was time to marry the game, and they said, I do. But guess what? They did. They contacted me. They all contributed to this Crown song. Devon Pitney, Danielle Pitney, Renee, D'Angela, Andrene, Kaylin, Keyshawn. They all committed to this project. Now let me ask you, what is the achievement gap? What is achievement? Their achievement. What is low engage? The curriculum is low engage. There's nothing at risk about them. It's the system that makes the rules that makes them at risk. It doesn't recognize or give them, as Sasha Ray McCormack says, permission to be brilliant. They are no longer at risk because guess what? They are at promise. They are no longer at risk because guess what? They are at right now. They are no longer at risk because they are at tremendous. They are no longer at risk because they are at immense. They are at creative. And in the words of Little Baby, he says it's bigger than what? And there's a what? Oh, come on. It's bigger than? There's what? Keep going. Keep going. We got to start what? We got to what? We're starting right here. Thank y'all.
All right, we'll see y'all later. No, thank you so much. And I want to recognize and I read 2019 Elementary School of the Year for JCPS as well. Getting it done in the classroom. And then Antonio, I want to recognize him as one of our founding members of our Civilian Review Board. So thank you for being a great citizen. All right. All right, now we're going to have a few words from our Chief Equity Officer. That's Kendall Boyd, who has helped guide equity throughout everything we do as administration. And Kendall, please come up and share a few words with us.
Microphone's high. Goodness gracious, I have to follow this act? All right, well, good morning, everybody. As the mayor indicated, my name is Kendall Boyd. I'm the Chief Equity Officer for Louisville Metro Government. And you know, when we talk about equity, we always talk about transforming communities, transforming systems, transforming the way we do things. This piece of legislation is transformative. People are going to be allowed to be who they are culturally, ethnically, and nationally. So this is a tremendous day for Louisville Metro Government and a tremendous day for the Louisville community. So thank you all for being here today. Councilwoman Dorsey, Mayor Fischer, esteemed guests, I'm holding in my hand a hair sponge. I brought props. She had the fire, I brought props, right? Now people may say, why is he holding a hair sponge? Well, this is the sponge I use every morning to style my hair, okay? It's relevant today because about 5 years ago, I decided to do my hair naturally. Being an attorney and being a suit and tie professional, I've been told during my career that professionals should dress appropriately and have a professional appearance. One of those being my hair. As many African Americans and people of color can attest, wearing one's hair naturally can conflict with these professional appearance and dress code standards. So oftentimes we hear the ethnic and natural hairstyles are messy, right? Or we appear unclean. Or they just get in the way. I use my hands, so I don't know how this is getting in the way, but anyway. Or they just aren't presentable. So ask my wife, she'll tell you, baby, you presentable today, right? But in reality, these historic untruths about a person's appearance are a pretext and have an underlying theme that many people of color experience on a daily basis, which is racism and discrimination. And so what this ordinance does is it signifies an attempt at a healthier lifestyle for African Americans and people of color. It offers a more authentic existence in a health and beauty world that has historically excluded people of color and African Americans. This ordinance provides a redefinition of the meaning of beauty and professional appearance. It's my desire and my prayer that public and private organizations, businesses, and schools see this ordinance as a first step at allowing people to be who they truly are and what they represent in boardrooms, offices, classrooms, and at athletic events. Again, I want to thank the sponsors of this ordinance and the Metro Council for passing this important piece of legislation, Mayor Fischer for signing this into law, and for allowing me and everyone else to celebrate and love our beautiful, good hair. So let's wear our crowns. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have a performance by the Real Young Prodigies here in a second. Before we do that, we're happy to take any questions associated with this press conference. All right, well, let's sign the bill, and then we're going to get to hear the Prodigies. Okay?
Yes.
Discrimination based on the unwanted touching of a person or person's hair, protecting the natural origin, the ability to express oneself through their hair. It's a beautiful day for broader inclusion in the city and a teaching moment for many here in Louisville and throughout the country as well. So it's with great pleasure that I sign this ordinance and pass it into law. Okay, so we'll now remove the podium and the table and see and hear the prodigy. Let's hear it for the real young prodigy.